Hello YouTube, King Marnold here, and today I will be showing you Ohio Stadium, which is the football stadium for the Ohio State Buckeyes, which is a collegiate team. And I've been working on this for about 3 weeks now, in addition to building Redstone Script Ohio, which also took another additional 3 weeks. So altogether this took about 6 weeks to build, but first I'm going to show you a tour of the stadium and show you the inside, the outside, Huntington Club, the locker room, and also show you Script Ohio at the end and how it works. But it's a very elaborate redstone creation, and be sure to check it out because it's something amazing. But first here I'll go down into the stadium and show you kind of what it looks like from more of in the stadium view. And you can see the horseshoe shape that it gets. That's what they call it, the horseshoe, because it's obviously in the shape of a horseshoe that kind of like ends there and there. But it's kind of a bowl format, and it kind of goes into these south stands here. And we'll get a better view of that from the other side. And now looking at the south stands, and you can see that good horseshoe shape along with the flagpole here, field goal post, press box, everything's in here. I tried to get everything in here that's actually in the stadium that I could, so it looks pretty good. So now I'm going to show you the outside part of the stadium. Now here we're on the north end right now, and this is the outside of the north end with the famous dome right there. And this is actually where the team and the band enters the stadium before the games, right through that walkway there. And just another note, all of these trees and parking lot and road and everything, that's all there in real life. So I put everything, I tried to make this as realistic as I could. Here's the next side. This is kind of the boring side, but a good look there. And here's a good view into the stadium from the outside, kind of a cool look. And here's the back of the south stands, right here. And this is actually my favorite part of the outside of the stadium because of how intricate it is, and it just looks pretty cool, I think. And with the brick next to it too, I think it gives it a nice little look there. But there's another look into the stadium right there. And that sandstone right there is actually where the original outside of the stadium was, and this white part is the addition that they added on the outer shell around the original part of the stadium, and that sandstone actually goes in throughout the entire stadium. And coming in here, the glass portion of the columns there, that's actually the Huntington Club entrance, and I actually did build the Huntington Club. So I'll take you through that right now. Entering here, it's a little dark in here, so I'll take a night potion so you guys can see. But nothing too special in here, but this is kind of actually what it looks like in real life. And I built kind of an elevator, I guess you could call it. There wasn't really room for a redstone elevator, so I just put these 2 ladders in here, but it gets the job done. And this is the eating area where they have their free food. We got tables, converse, look outside, check the view out. There's actually a river on the other side of the road, but I didn't put it in. And coming in here, this is where they come out to sit, and another cool view of the stadium. And going down here, they sit from the 30-yard line to the 30-yard line. That's the section of the Huntington Club. And now I'll show you a luxury box. Here's a luxury box, not terribly detailed, some benches, but that's about it. It's a cool little view in here, some paintings. But now going back out, that's about it for the Huntington Club, I believe. So now I'll show you the inside of the rest of the stadium. So now we'll go on to the first floor. This is the underneath of what is the A deck. And we've got concession stands here with that little red bar. We have some program stations. We have a little bathroom here. The bathrooms go throughout, same with the concession stands, just 2 little stalls. But it pretty much does that throughout. Here's a little view of entering the stadium, and I think it's a cool little view to get down here, kind of at field level. And continuing to go on, here's the band ramp entrance. This is where the band lines up to enter the field, and they'll walk down here around the flagpole, and yeah. But here's the rest of the underneath of the A deck through here. And now we'll go up to the B deck, and we'll climb up the stairs. And the B deck looks pretty similar to the A deck, but here's the entrance to the B deck. Or there's several entrances, but here's a view that you would have in the B deck, and another cool view of the stadium. And we'll go up to the C deck now. Let's see, I'll just fly up there. Save some time. Oh. Alright, the C deck, we have bathrooms up here, concession stands, the whole 9 yards. And yeah, here it is. We go all the way up. And another cool view from here. And yeah, that's pretty much the stadium. Now I'll show you the locker room. That's about the last thing I have to show you of the stadium. And then I'll show you Redstone Script, Ohio. But here's the locker room. Let me take a night potion again. But a little block O in the middle, some lockers. I'm not sure if they actually have chests in the real locker room, but maybe they do. And then here's the coach's office, Coach Urban Meyer. This is an exact replica. He has a wooden table with pressure plates on it and a little bench behind it. But going back up, yeah, that's the stadium. And here is Redstone Script, Ohio. There's the button. You just press the button one time and everything just goes on its own. This took 3 weeks to build, so it's a very intricate process. At the end of the, when it finishes, I'll show you everything that's underneath, but there's actually 7 layers of field underneath the field that houses the redstone that controls this. I think it's somewhere around, it's like 50,000 redstone dust and 4,000 repeaters, and there's 600 pistons controlling this, and I'll explain that a little bit more in detail later. But Script Ohio is what I would consider the greatest tradition of Ohio State football, in the sense that they do it before just about every game. They do it every game, not always before the game. But the greatest part of Script Ohio is the dotting of the I, which comes at the end, and they'll have a tuba player run over from the O to finish off the I, and then the crowd goes crazy. But to explain it a little bit, what we have here is we have the O forming on the bottom left part of the screen. Originally they start out in a block rectangle at the top, so you can't really make out Ohio yet, but right now they're finishing up the O. And the whole process takes about 3 minutes, and that's how long it takes in real life. This Script Ohio actually follows the pace that the real Script Ohio in real life goes at exactly. So if you were to get another video and put them side by side, it goes at the exact same pace and everything. But obviously in real life the band is playing music at the same time. However, I don't have it in the video for other reasons. But here comes the H. You can see the top part of it's coming along. And yeah, so I'll just kind of sit here. You can watch it play out. I'll try and tell you other interesting facts, but I mean, they've been doing this for about 90 years or so now, something like that. I'm not sure the exact number, but it's a great tradition, and it really gets the crowd pumped up before games, especially the big games. But here comes the H finishing out, and then they'll go into the I. And so, explaining the redstone a little bit, each black block has a set of 3 pistons underneath the field that one pulls it down, one pushes a block over and then puts it back up, and then there's a third piston that essentially does the reverse of that to reset it, to get rid of the black dot. But there's the I. You can see the O, H, then I, and then here comes the O. And as the O is about to finish or take form, you'll see, or once it finishes, you'll see a tuba player coming out of the top, and then it'll actually walk over to the I, and that kind of resembles the dotting of the I, which is the famous part of this whole deal. And there's Ohio. Here comes the tuba player, a little gold dot right there. He's kind of marching along. In real life, he's kind of high-stepping in. The crowd's going crazy. Here comes the dot, and there's Script Ohio. There it is, and it'll just kind of pause there, and it'll eventually come down on its own. It's not like, it's a completely resettable thing, so it can be done over and over and over again. But now I'll show you the redstone that goes into it. There's a little hole here for that. And here's the first layer. Here, let me get a night vision. Here's the first layer of pistons, mostly. It's kind of hard to get in there to see everything, but it's just so tightly compact. But it just goes all throughout. I can't really get in to show you it all that well. But I'll show you the rest of it here. Here's kind of a good view right about here. All the torches, the blocks. There's 7 levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 8 levels actually. 8 levels of redstone. Here, I'll show you one of these. Another level. I mean, just look at how compact that is. I mean, that's pretty crazy. It is. I can barely even move down here. It gets a little laggy with how much redstone there is, but yeah, this is pretty much how all 8 of the floors are. If I can find my way out here, there we go. Oh, almost. There we go. So yeah, all of this is used. I didn't just lay redstone just for the sake of laying redstone. If I were to delete something, one function of the Script Ohio wouldn't work. But yeah, that's the redstone for it, and I'll give you one last view of the stadium here. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to see more redstone creations and recreations in general, that's what my channel is all about. It's not always redstone, but redstone does get used frequently. And thanks for watching.